Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the stream. My name is Catmonic, and once again we're going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masochist. Stats are back in the top left corner. I still haven't worked out how to get Twitch chat in a nice way, so unfortunately I'm not doing that. What I'll be doing just while the stream is getting going, I know it's already going, I know I don't really take too long to get into things, but I thought we might just want to, let's see, complete the survey, because it is that time again. They have a survey regarding gameplay, and if we complete it we get 10 legacy tickets. So, proposal simply being, we complete it. We get 10 legacy tickets. When we win it all, we get to open them. And yeah, hopefully this is a nice chill thing to do for all of like a minute before, people maybe pop in. I've always found like this one a bit weird. What do you think about the dual well, actually no, it's better now. It used to be, are you having fun with the dual controls, right? I think it's good. And right, I need a character thing. Like, because at the moment, it is just, I've got to guess how many characters are left at the end of this, right? So, how many are left? Oh, seriously? Just one character is left in that first bit. But yeah, what are we doing? So, it would be good to be able to use joysticks, because of course a lot of people playing on, consoles, and just using the D-pad is a little bit weird, and the joysticks are that much easier. Of course, Maxi needs to be banned. Let's see. Which is, yeah, talking about deck creativity. And that's it. That's what we can fit in here. But I feel like that's the most important thing. Simply because, I mean, Maxi is like good for a Masochist account, simply because, it's not going to be that impactful. But when your opponent has like Maxi and the Molchamis, and they are pretty likely to overall just draw a card that pluses off of like the one thing you have, it's especially bad. This one is ranked. I love the solo mode. Rank pools are a little bit hit miss. And that is this one, I think. Oop. Copy that one. Oop. Yeah, there we go. Alright, 2. How many characters? A lot. A lot free. But I don't know what that translates to sentence-wise, and I don't know if that's all the critiques. So, more solo mode gates improve the quality of opposing decks, more SP challenges, better opponent AI. I think that kind of covers what I want from the solo mode. Because, like, I really enjoy them. I think they're fun. I think they're neat, playing with decks that you sometimes just don't play with. Or trying to, like, flesh out the lore on a deck that people have played, that people know about, like Eldritch. I think that's great. I love that from a gameplay standpoint. So, yeah, more solo modes, definitely. Casual mode, oh yeah, casual mode just being a testing ground for ranked ladder. No one's playing a casual deck. I don't know how you fix that, but it's just, maybe if you state it, they might pay attention to it. Ban list needs to be tailored to a best of one. Appaloosa, Baron, Savage need to be banned. I know we have Savage, but, we're not abusing Savage. And to be fair, maybe Savage doesn't even need to be banned. But Appaloosa definitely does. Baron definitely does. Is that even the correct spelling of Baron? I don't think it is. I think I've just missed an N-E. Let me have a quick Google. Yeah, that is incorrect spelling of Baron, which means I'm going to want to change it in the copy paste, assuming I can put in those 2 characters. Can I put in? I can. Okay, cool. Fixed. keep banning generic floodgates. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Like, the ban list just gone was ban max C. Yeah, I guess I could just put it in here as well, like, just to emphasize the point. Again, ban max C. You know, I should probably copy that and just tack it onto the end. So Control C. I decided to eventually just make a document that would serve as my critiques of Master Duel for each time one of these surveys. Also give non-Japanese players gems as well for doing the forms. We get legacy tickets. I didn't know that the Japanese got gems. That is really piss poor, the fact that we just get legacy tickets. I mean, to be fair, I'm on a Masochist account. I would rather the legacy tickets for chance of cards. But, yeah, for the wider player base, you just want gems. That one... Where would that one fit? It doesn't really fit in this one. What's the previous question? I don't have any space on this one, I don't think. No, I've got one... Yeah, I've got one character with space on that one, so it doesn't fit there, it doesn't fit here. Right, let's go on with this bit then. If there are any kinds of duel mode, special events, or rules, that is this one, copy-paste. There we go, Control-V. Yeah, okay, so what was it? 30-second duel trial, because that was great. I loved the 30-second duel trial. You had a lot of people trying to just combo into Oblivion, realizing the time was too short and passing on nothing. But if you played like a low-to-the-ground deck that still had a decent power output, it was just a cakewalk. Exodia Mirror was like really fun. I loved that event. That was so dumb. Flu. No, the thing is, Flu has too many summons. Like, I really don't know what's a good way. Like, Generator doesn't have hella long combos, right? But at the same time, it can still put up a good board. And if your opponent interrupts Generator, you kind of know where you're ending, right? I know Generator does play into Nib pretty well, or doesn't play into Nib particularly well, and does special summon a bunch, but it is, like, lower to the ground than a lot of, like, combo decks, you know what I mean? Yeah, it should be an option to play past duel trials in the duel rooms, because we don't have that. You've just got to kind of, like, remember what it was and hope you can adjust the duel room accordingly. Custom ban list for duel rooms, because, you know, that would be useful. That would be really fun. That helps with the reenacting the duel trials and everything. The NR festivals are good just because they're cheap. And, the duel trials where both players started with. Yeah, I don't know how controversial that one is, but I really like the ones where it's like, both duelers start with a copy of X in hand or face up on field. Like, unfortunately, we saw, like, when it was the respect play face up on the field, that I think Snake Eyes was just completely fine at the time, so people were just sending it for cost for Diabell's Star. And then it's just like, you know, that's basically just a free cost for most decks that were playing in the event. Someone else's stream wanted to duel my NR deck with an anime deck. Yeah. Like, that seems kind of neat. Ryukishin Floodgate. Yeah. It's an anime deck, bro, don't worry. Other fun things. Increase base life points, like make it a stupid amount, like 16k, 24k, 80,000 starting life points, why not? And our Vendred. Yeah, that's gonna have it out. More cards of draw phase, no main phase 1, or other things like that. I can't think of any other rule sets that, like, Master Duel would implement. Tag duels just don't work, unfortunately, in Master Duel. You gotta get 4 people to connect. They're gonna be on a cheap deck. I mean, they could have been. And the thing is, when you hear someone's gonna be on an anime deck, you think, oh, a character deck, that's gonna be okay, that's playable. Yeah, that's fine to play against, but apparently not. There should be an option to play Pastel Trials. So yeah, other things that I'd like to see, I don't know. Yeah, no. Going up against, like, the full power, like, kitchen stuff is... It's rough. Like, some constructed decks just don't have an out outside of, like, the Imperm. Right. One of my favourite points. There needs to be a way to view your collection. Because, goddamn, is it so difficult. Sitting there playing Goblin Zombie, Pyramid Turtle, Vedred Ritual, and Zombie Master. Yeah, that's not quite a balanced match. But yeah, there needs to be a better way to view your collection, because at present you just are able to see 30 cards at the same time, and some of those cards can be duplicates, which is a bit rough. The search functions need improving. If like, the card I default test with is 1-for-1, because if you use a search engine like the one in Edo Pro, or if you use the one that's in, I'm pretty sure Yugioh Omega does it as well, but if you search up the card name, it will bring up that card first. Like if you search Storm, it brings up the normal spell card, Storm, and then it will bring up like Lightning Storm, Heavy Storm, every other card that has Storm in it. And so the one I just remember to test in Master Duel is 1-for-1. And while Master Duel's very flexible card search is good sometimes, when you're trying to search for individual specific cards, it's awful. Because like 1-for-1 doesn't bring it up, it's somewhere so far down. Yeah, like it's awful. How do you find 1-for-1? You've got to filter for normal, you've got to filter for spell, and then you've got to use the full name. Yeah. Because there are just so many spell cards that contain 1-for-1 at separate points. And then, of course, the thing that they won't do, but, like, we need to be able to dismantle Legacy Pack cards. Like, are they really scared of giving us NR dust? Legacy tickets don't have a use. There's a reason people do challenges with them. Most people, myself included on my main account, are sitting on, like, 900 tickets, because, like, what's the point? Are you planning to build Ojana? Okay, you're going to need those tickets. Are you planning to play anything else? Probably not. You might as well just generate the card. Deck editor card crafting system. Can you think of anything that you want to change with this, by the way? Because I've been trying to, yeah, gonna need 3 Ojama rematch. But yeah, can you think of any valid criticisms about deck editor and card crafting? Because, these are my main sticking points. Looking through my collection is such a pain. I can filter by newest, or I can sort by newest, I can sort by rarity, I can just, search by, related cards and everything. But, actually viewing the collection as a whole is just so difficult. Especially because you see how small that scroll wheel is. That tiny little bar on the side as soon as you get any amount of cards. Can't think of much. Might come back to it if I think of anything. Contents of this update. Nope, that's not what I need. What do you think about the contents of this version update? What would you like us to add in future? Definitely this one. Yeah. Because one of the things that's really annoying is these text boxes all have a 500 character limit. But you don't have a text count on these. Okay, hold on. He has a thing. You feel like the auto build feature should have a scroll thing. that shows different versions of decks it can auto-generate. At least they fixed it where it doesn't just auto-gen Snake Eyes. Yeah, that was such a problem when they started it. A scroll. I don't know how many characters we have. I don't have enough characters. Okay, hold on. I'll take out the insult. And we will put it, hold on, there. Add a scroll wheel of auto build deck options. That'll have to do because I think I've got another few characters that, okay, that's gonna have to do. And likewise, I will just copy that one and put it in the Word document, not Word document, Notepad. Infinitely superior Notepad, runs on anything. Right. We'll just make it to where in auto thing you can type the name of an archetype and auto build that. I mean, the thing is, it does get like a lot better when you just like put in a starting card. More summon animations for boss monsters, easy way to look and scroll through my card collection in the deck editor, more text for these surveys, a character count, and is it more space? Yugioh Wyvern, and the other 39 is the Snake Eye. It's just, yeah, full Snake Eye deck. Yeah, it's just the optimal discard for Dia Bell's Ancient Gear Wyvern. You know, you might be onto something. It's not a light or dark, so it doesn't, you know, it's not a bestial target. It's an earth monster. I think you're onto something. I'm trying to think if I can cut any of this down just to, like, save characters. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need to shift. Maybe that's not saving characters, but more text for surveys. And a character count for survey boxes, so I don't have to guess how many characters I've used. Allow us to see the opponent's hand in replays, give alt win cons better animations. I'm not sure how many people looked into this, but alt win con animations outside of exactly, like, probably 3 suck. Like, you've got the Sumo Dice games, the rank 6 thing, Destiny board, Exodia. The thing is, Jackpot 7s is pretty lazy. It's just the cards floating, you know? That's the thing. Like, Jackpot 7 is the cards floating. Phantasm Spiral Battle is the cards floating. FA Winners, I haven't actually seen that one, but I'm pretty sure it's just the card floating, you know? Like, just give alt win cons an animation. The Nominaga, card floating, you know? Ghost Trick Mischiefs is neat. Okay, I'll have to see that at some point. I can't remember if Final Countdown has its own, because that was one that had its own in, like, the in the games that it was legal in, but I don't know if it's had one in Master Duel. I'm gonna have to check these out at some point. Anything else here? What do you think? What would you like us to add in future updates? I think that's what I can, like, that's what I think of at the moment. Satisfied. New cards. Improved pacing. Deck edit. Solo. Tournaments. Events. Duel rooms. Accessories. Other. Just everything, really. And this one. And that one. Give me my Gem Knights. Yeah, controversial maybe. I know that someone really hated this, who does like pop in the chat every now and then. But I want to be able to buy expired Duel Pass rewards, because if you weren't playing at the very start of Master Duel or something like that, and I don't know, what's it like? One of the earlier ones was the Arctic background. Now I love Arctic, but I wasn't really playing it back then. And as a result, I don't have the background that is for, like, you know, my pet deck, my favourite deck. And I can't get it because it's locked behind exactly that Duel Pass. What were the first Duel Pass rewards? Can you tell me? Because I genuinely don't know. I can't remember. Upstart Goblin Icon and Pot of Greed Buddy. Like, those were the first ones? Damn. But like, you see, that's iconic. Like, okay, it's not like an archetypal thing, but the thing is, the fact that sometimes these, like, you know, backgrounds are archetypal things, or sometimes the mates are, like, archetypal. Like, it feels bad to not have access to that, right? And the thing is, Master Duel's been online now for, what, 3 years? 2 years? 3 years? Surely you could start doing, like, at the end of the next Duel Pass. You don't care. Some people do, though, because it's, like, making things less exclusive. But, like, surely a time of, like, 3 years from the first one, you could start selling the rewards from the first one, and then kind of go on as the Duel Pass rotates. Custom ban list option for Duel Runes. Ban the Sea. Better way to look at card collection. More various solo modes. Fun. Need better AI. More proficiency tests. I don't know if this is one that a lot of people are asking for, but I like the proficiency tests. They have taught me rulings that I would like to otherwise slam my head against the wall about, but they have taught me rulings, you know? And outside of the ones that are just like, you know, card, like, what is the name of this card? What's the attribute type, you know, etc. of this card? Which one of these cards is, like, you know, this thing from the solo mode? I think the rulings things in the proficiency tests are great. It's so good. How hand triggers work? Yeah, there is, like, a difference. Anyway, we got our 10 legacy tickets. So, let me save that and close it now. So yeah, as is, actually it's in the corner. Yeah, you can see what our stats are, and you can see what we were playing. We were playing Cosmopunk last time, because we're on Duel Masochist, and this is one of the best things that we have access to with the Cosmo stuff. We've not got bad cards, but it's just, you know, it doesn't always work. Sometimes you draw your hand of tribute summons. It'll happen. I'm thinking for this one, we probably want to go back to Bungus, because we've now got 2 of the Generator field spell. We've got Dogmatica Punishment, we have Meriologic Aggregator. So, oh, and we have the Wind Pegasus Agnes, so like, we've got targets for this. Granted, it's 2600 at the cap, but that means it's a Destruction and Imperm, or it's a Destruction and then a Shuffle response. The hand traps in here, I'm not so sure about Phantasme and Lancier anymore. Because, of course, the new big deck is Ryziel. And with that being true, that means we've just got 2 guys who are a little bit more situational. But I still think this is probably the play. I still think it's probably play the Bungus deck. So, let's jump back into gold. I think by the end of this stream, we can hopefully rank up, because we're 1 win from Gold 2, which means if we can get 9 wins, we can get through to Platinum. And start, you know, hitting our head against a wall over there, like we should be doing. Alright, let it begin. All you need to do is win the coin toss, draw boss stage, your opponent doesn't draw the hand traps, and you draw, like, more things. Part 1. Victory. Part 2. It's a 4 in 46, and we didn't get it. However, this is fine. We just summon in defense. That's very cute. Anyway, search. Nice. And we just Clockwork Knight. Hope you didn't need any type other than machines. We've got anti-link. Well, it's not really anti-link, but if our opponent link summons, we can hand fix, and then we've got a decro, kind of. Sometimes. Now it is 40... They're on a 46 as well. We have the same size deck. Same size extra. But they're probably on a constructed archetype, just a guess, you know? I don't know what's giving it away. Increase. Sure. So it is hero. If this card is normal specialed, I think we... Huh. We think about it. I don't think we do. They're committing to this. Oh, I could have banished that, actually. That is interesting. Yeah. That's a trap effect. Surely, not just a monster effect, right? Right. You get special summon. There's Vion. And we will do this here. We will... I shouldn't have used Fenrir there. But you've used both your effects. So we'll banish the Vion and negate. That, I think that was incorrect, but I clicked on the Fenrir. I guess I just want to keep them off of bodies. It's alright, they need warriors. They definitely need warriors. Sure. Heroes don't need warriors. I know they don't need warriors, they need heroes. They can't make Cross Crusader. 2 warriors, 2 heroes, 2 heroes, 2 heroes. Okay, so they can't make 1 link. They can't make Wake Up. Destiny, Destiny. Bell. Okay, so let's do this one. Oh, Wake Up is made with the Grave. Okay. I mean, if we get to next turn, this just kind of wins. We can literally just sit on Fenrir. They will care much more about only being able to have 1 type. There's Faris. That's fine. End phase. Let's banish Shadow Mist. I think we want to banish Shadow Mist. Just get hero names out of the grave. And then we have just game on board. Yeah. Success! I still think we messed up the Fenrir interaction, honestly. We shouldn't have used Fenrir at that point, but I guess it doesn't matter. Without Cross Crusader, the deck fumbles. That's actually really good to know. Because, like, what is it? This is a starter, this is a starter, this is... not... no, that one isn't a starter by itself, it's an extender. But, like, these two are starters. Special Vion. He did Special Vion. It was, let's see, what did you do? Discard a hero. So I think they discarded Increase to put Faris. Normal Special Summoned, place a Vision. No, they put... Yeah, that's the thing. If they did go for Mali, then you just banish the Mali before... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, okay. Mali is banished for cost, so I guess I need to keep that in mind. Legacy tickets. Let's open 10 packs. We'll leave the other 4. But right, let's see. What do we got? We've got Kaiser Seahorse, not playing. DMZ Dragon. Table 500 card. Cooling Embers. If a player gains life. No. It's not really what we want. We'd want a burn card. 6 Sam support. Anti-Dark. Vampire. That is a ninja, but not particularly great. Just a tribute summon, and we already have that. Level 5. We still don't have the 4s for UA, so I don't think that's worth it. Normal, 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 normal. Okay, and then we get to the spell traps, which... oh, geez, those two are bad. You just need to Xyz summon after targeting 3 monsters. You cannot special summon any other monsters except by Xyz summon. But they have to be different levels, so no. It's too specific. Fusion summon a fusion by banishing links from grave or field. Ban the bot account. Bye-bye. So no, I don't think we even have the target, and we don't link summon that often. On the field. And I need to have more than 4 cards in hand. That's awful. Well, 1 whole Master Pack. You know, that win, we really fought very hard for it, so we deserve the best cards. Like Zodiac Gathering. Okay, sure. Gungnir, another Nouvelle. That is a generic fusion card, right? Fusion summon a level 8 or higher using monsters from hand or field. Yeah, this is basically just once per turn poly. I don't think we have any fusions to really enable with this, but it's worth thinking about because we have Metaverse, of course. D-Chain for the heroes. Yeah. I don't think we're playing any of these. That's our 3rd Resurgam, which means we could give Xyz monsters some fat attack stat, but it would not be worth it. It'd be just much better to play like Moon Mirror Shield at that point, I think. Right. 8 more wins, and we get to Plat. Going second. Not the end of the world. And it is going second, okay. There are good... it's a non-zero amount of times that I say go in second and be forced to go first by the opponent. I mean, as far as going second goes, these two are a nice combo. This is a little annoying, because, like, it's really good, and if our opponent link summons, we want to use it, but it then turns off Camion. Although I think we want to use it, because they can't trap hole on turn 1. And then this is also just 2400, which makes it a big enough beat stick. because they can't do it on turn 1. Oh, and we get to put back the Chaos Mirage. I like this, yeah. So yeah, we 100% do this now, because we can now just start hitting over anything they do. They can't Trap Tricks in response. They can Ash Blossom, though. Okay, that's fine. We can just normal summon the Time Lord. Just open up a can of drink. There we go. A little delicately. Don't want to get it everywhere. Right. That's not going to happen on their turn. Or that's not going to happen on my turn. It could happen on their next turn, I guess. But at that point, they then have Trap Tricks cards in rotation. Right, they have Trap Hole Nightmare. And anything else? Doesn't look like it. The thing is, what do I shuffle into the deck? Oh, there's an Xyz. Rafflesia. Unaffected, once per turn, detach, send, that meets its activation conditions. This effect becomes that trap card's effect. That's a hell of a draw. Right, we're gonna start... No. You were hard once. You're a soft once. But I think we do this anyway. We just normal summon the Time Lord. Okay, and they didn't do it. We just attack into literally whatever. And then we go to main 2. We activate Camion. We get to shuffle a card back into the deck for 500. Right. Do I care about you? Kind of. What do I know they have? I know they have... Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Take 500. Boss stage. And set. And pass turn. Right. Now, pretty much every trap hole they have works on a generator of some kind. And I need to read them now. So they got to Trap Hole Nightmare. Negate that effect. It needs to activate the effect on the field. So I think we just do this. Field spell. Normal summon. Add a Trap Tricks monster. I think that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Because they're going to do that, they get their search of a monster, Ha then forces them to discard, and then that triggers one of the traps, which we can just negate with Ha. So yeah, we do this now. They can respond with the trap if they want to. We can then use Ha. Tribute 2. Negate that. Do you have a response for that? And then for good measure, negate this. And we're good. They will have to send a monster. That gets negated, destroyed. This doesn't get its effect. I think I'm fine with that. Send a monster. You've got 1 in hand, 2 on field. Take your pick. You could have 2 in hand, but I think the other 1 in hand is an unknown card. So I think we're fine. No, the other 1 in hand is an unknown card, but I still think we're fine. We've got Phantasme they still have to contend with if they want to link climb. Yeah, like, they can now link summon Serra again. If they want to. But then they have to contend with the Phantasme again. Okay. Okay, that's fine. It's not live. This one is. What are you doing? Link 1. And have you forgotten about a card I have in hand? Ooh, that's a good draw. Okay, we're putting that on the bottom of the deck for reasons. Pinkicular. Okay. Detach 1, add a Tractrix monster from deck to hand. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't trigger this again. If a monster owned by your opponent is sent to the graveyard banished by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can attach one of those monsters to this card as material. Funny thing about that, you're going to need to be able to get rid of them. And Tractrix, like, the Trap Hole cards stop working the turn after the monster is summoned. Once they hit the field, they're on the field. So you've got to beat over absolutely everything right now. This is an interesting draw, but unfortunately we do actually need to get another generator to really do something with it. Set 1. Right, you can attack over 1 card. What do you choose? Probably the Phantasme. They didn't even choose to attack over the Phantasme. That's really good for me. That's a link. Sure, resolve. There goes the token. You get a special summon a Tractrix monster from your grave. Special summon this. Yeah, that's fine. I can still just hit this twice. Returns to the deck. Sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect. Right, so to attack position. This is cost, not effect. But do we dare chance that? I think we go battle first. Because they can't do anything against this. Yeah, it's just take 600. Take 1200. These two were not summoned this turn, so even if they had a card, it just wouldn't do it. Right, set 1. You can attach one of those monsters to this card as material. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Now, they could have, like, the Gravediggers, but what's the purpose? So yeah, we do this. If they want to do it, they can. But, yeah, then that's used. And I could negate that, there's no point. Like, I'm A-okay with this. Yeah, it doesn't actually get any bonuses. You just get to add a Tractrix monster. Yeah, so we wait for the end turn. Boss stage will summon on their turn. And what do we want? Like, Utgarda, right? Always. Yeah. Get 2 tokens. And then we do Utgarda, tributing itself and a token to banish this. They can have a negate for it, but like, then they have to use it on this or lose it. And there goes the Xyz, which means we get Valor back in our grave. And if they search for anything, then we get a bonus because we have Har on the field. Generate a control game at its finest. Okay, what are you getting from the handle? Grave. I don't want to negate that. Quite frankly, I'm fine with that. I should just double check. Related, just related to Sarah. Summons, nope. Wrong one. Oh, you're just gonna hit the token. Like, yeah, that's cool, but like, this dies in 2 hits. And you can't out the field. Special summon it in defense position. Okay. Special summon, you can target a whole normal trap, set it, but banish it. Oh yeah, right, one of these cards is getting banished during the end phase of your next turn. So, yeah, we go battle. Because we know this is safe to do. We just clear for the damage. Then we go main 2. And then we activate Valor. We pitch Nidhogg. If you want to do it, you can do it. But it does cost you. And in this resource game, I think I'm winning pretty handedly. Yeah, that's fine. Like, okay, so I can't do it, but at the same time, they're drawing 1-for-1 replacements. They can keep putting cards on the field, but it's just not going to do it. Right, we can get... Is it in defense position? It is in defense position. Get Nidhogg. Nidhogg only has to tribute himself. They was that scared of him coming out in the first place. It's now back. It also stops every Trap Tricks Link summon. Set 1. End phase. Those go. Nidhogg is now safe. Which means that we can dome them for most of their remaining life points. Yep, 1. And now it dies. And now you take 3,000. It really isn't that difficult. The way to play into Trap Tricks is get a monster established on the board that they can't actually do anything with. We'll just put him out. There you go. Nicely done. And I feel like we earned that victory. As much as we got a nice lucky matchup going into Traptrix and we got the generator stuff, like, we earned it. They're only on one of this, 2 Sarah, and 1 of this. Maybe those are the correct ratios, I could not tell you. Also, excuse me. A little confused why they didn't just make Zeus. I'm pretty sure there was a moment when they could have made Zeus and I'd used my Ha negate. Well, we've won a duel. We can have the remainder of our legacy tickets. See what they have. Black Brute Drago, which specifically requires a non-tuner Gemini. Send a Gemini to MST. Yep. No, it's just not good in any way. I think we had this already. Mukamuka's funny, but not good. Fishborg, Spirit Converter. Attaches from field, or adds cards from great hand, so no. Then I don't think the rest of these are particularly worth mentioning. No. Okay, and that is our first copy of that Xyz, but it's just... it's a mediocre rank 2, in all honesty. Right, we got a super rare. We could also have some fresh cards, maybe. Nice to have more of that guy, I guess. Inaba. Yep. New card? No. Not a new card. Why would we get new cards from the shiny stuff? Oh, that's unfortunate. Right. But not as unfortunate as our next opponent will be. How did we start? Here. We've had 2 duels, 2 wins. However, we have won the coin toss and had, like, pretty decent hands both games. Well, no. We won the coin toss on one of those, but we've had pretty decent hands both times. And now we won the coin toss again. We take first. Just need to draw the field spell. The Sarctic Field. Well, I guess on the other hand, what if Border? They could just have Imperm. Like, it could be that simple. They could also be on stun. Oh, they're playing Gordian Slicer. Yeah, you go for it. That is not a card I expected to see just now. Alright. What do you banish? They're making a hard decision, apparently. 6 from extra. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do now, I'm just gonna, like, Torrential. And they are actually on Nemblaria. I don't think I Torrential here, right? Surely not. Grand Magi to Isa. Now I do. That's a normal summon. Bye. 6 cards left in extra. I can... what can I do? I can get 1 monster on the field, really. Although that ain't bad. I think it's Fenrir. In attack position. Just to chunk some damage. Right. Get Ogre. Go battle phase. Declare an attack. Main 2. Activate Generator boss stage. And pass turn. If they don't have Ash Blossom, we're in a pretty good position. Although this card can't be negated, right? I think that's in its text. Card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Maxi. These are separate special summons, I do believe. Not 100% certain. But okay. There's Ha. You draw a card. We are summoning the tokens because otherwise Ha doesn't have a negate. Okay, so there's separate summons for Nibiru, but not for Maxi. Which is interesting. They're just banishing the full 6. Because you're on Nemlyria. And you want an empty hand. We don't negate it, we just make them send a card from their a monster from their hand to the grave. If they don't have one, we know we're in a good position. But they do. This card can't be summoned. Okay, it's the Sleepy Girl, but do they have another one? They have another one. Yeah, we're not allowing that. Now, do we fear Called By? No, okay, they just didn't have it. I was trying to decide between do we fear Called By or Imperm more, and I think we fear... Like, ratio speaking, we fear Imperm. Deck speaking, I think we fear Called By. Were they on both? They weren't on either. So they couldn't have stopped that once we did it. Well, you know what that means. It is time. Apparently for some more Legacy tickets. We won 3 from that one duel. Let's go. Open up some packs. Huzzah! Sure, more mill, but it's not great, honestly. I mean, it combos with Soul Levy, but Soul Levy's already putting in so much work. Sure. Regenerating money. And yeah, I don't think... Add 3 elemental heroes with different names from grave to hand. No. Banish this card and 3 with different names to target a normal spell. That's so expensive. Have its attack, it can attack twice. Sure. Cards I'm not going to play. But what about this Master Pack? That could have cards I might actually play, you know? We might in fact use some of these. It happens every now and then, on occasion. I mean, hey, we built the deck this much. Several decks this much. Buster Dragon, okay. Geist Grinder, Lunalight. That's not what we need, is it? No, we need something else for the Lunalight. Okay, Crimson Blader is a decent 8. It's not the best in the world, but hey, it's generic, it's got decent attack, and it blocks level 5s during the next turn. Unfortunately, that doesn't counter Malice or Ryziel, but we don't need to just counter Ryziel and Malice, we need to counter, apparently, Nemlyria, Trap Tricks, and a whole host of other things. So it's worth thinking about. I just don't know, because a lot of the time when we're able to make an 8, it is coming off the back of Yazi, using this effect, which floats into the Mirage Dragon, and then we steal a 4, basically. So, yeah, maybe we can, but I'm not entirely certain. Also, I don't need to keep my headphones on, so I will in fact dispatch with that. What are the odds that we... Well, no, okay. The thing is, Borrowload is a generic 8 that we can just make. It is a dark, which means that it works under Chaos Mirage Dragon Lock, but the Crimson Blader does not, which is the key difference. So I think for the moment it remains the same, and we just go again. And yeah, if we had any doubts about what the strongest deck we own is, there was no question it was ever going to be Generator, you know? It's a field spell that, unless they stop it, it provides us with an Omni Negate. We gotta win the coin toss, we gotta go first. Okay, they're using them sleeves. Now this is the other kind of hand you can draw. 43 card deck, 15 extra. So we want to summon this, search for our copies of Forbidden Chalice. That goes through. So Ash currently not in hand, nor is in Burn. Now what this allows us to do is tag into Lopter. Lopter tag into Valor, who can then special summon Ha. We won't be able to go into the extra deck, but I'm not sure we need to. We've got Chalice, we've got Punishment, we've got good punishment targets as the other thing. Lyrilisk. No, I'm alright, thanks. Yeah, why not? It's a search. They can just normal summon. But I think what we want to do is now... target this one. And we want to bin the Pegasus, right? That is their normal. So, in theory, we get into Lopter right here. Okay, fair enough. Lopter. We do this now. That goes through, so yeah, we get Valor. Valor will float as long as we draw into a generator name, and this gives us an Omni Negate. Raigeki. I mean, I might as well not, right? What can we do with this? Oh, that's really funny. Bye. I know that's why I sent it there, but I kind of forgot. What's banished? Just Pegasus. What can we do? Return as many monsters on the field as possible to hand. No. We just want to beat this into the ground. We just want to hit it. So, battle phase. We beat the one monster you have on field, hopefully. We do. Right, now you have to top deck something good to get started. They've got something with the face down, but I don't know what. We've got Metion and Swords. I feel like that's pretty decent as far as it goes. Nice, we can hit for 16. MST. Hell yeah. So, battle phase direct attack. Taking it. Okay, main 2. Set 1. And pass turn. Now, they do have a continuous spell, which is what I'm really hoping to hit with this. But I'm not sure if that face down is spell trap removal. It felt like they paused a lot more there. How long are they going to brick, you think? Apparently long enough. Do we do this now? That's interesting. What do you do? Negates effects. Okay. We want to... Do we want to banish the Condemned Witch? It's the Condemned Witch or Ha. I think we might want to banish Ha. Hello, Mad Gaming Addict. Maxi. Okay, they're only going to get 1 draw from me. I'm not going to go crazy into it. You can't beat me. Not that much. What have you got face down? It's either face down or a hand trap, and they really are making me struggle to guess. Okay, so they get 1 draw. And we get a search. And that goes through. Right, so yeah, now we just go battle. We slam them for 41, which means they're just dead next turn if they don't do anything. Right, Olinoids is not the card I would want on the field, but, like, it is a card, and Magnemite, by his good graces, gets us to Boldrake, who just stops our opponent as soon as they put a monster on the field, because we can put Boldrake on the field, and then it can stop an Xyz summon. There you go, problem solved. Did I say welcome to the chat and the stream? If I didn't, welcome to the chat and the stream. But I'm just slightly excited that we're on a bit of a win streak. We're currently defeating Lyrilusk rather handedly. They summon a guy from your hand or grave. Right, okay, so we do this now. We get rid of this one. It goes through, which means we can stop whatever Xyz summon they do. Depends on the rank you're in. We're in gold 2 at the moment. I really don't know what this is. Do I just pop it now? I'm gonna pop the face down. Just because I don't know. And it's really bugging me. They either use it now, lose it, or whatever. Designator. That makes a lot of sense, to be honest, actually. Right, okay, that's fine. Right. Gains 200, control cannot switch. So yeah, so far this is still fine. Nothing about this is a problem. They can make 2 Xyz monsters. Embodiment of Punishment. Yeah. That's fine. Are you going to make Crime as well? Because that'd be a bad move. You know it, I know it. Yeah, they make the thing that pecks me to death, but here's the thing. Yeah, they now can't do that, and we just instead tribute this off to negate, or to target and banish this guy. There you go. Problem solved. That's the end of their turn, and that is the end of the duel. Solid. We also have Anima in the extra, so we could have actually just, like, Snatch Steal that. We could have summoned Har back to our field as a 9 that's just a beat stick. It is just Lyrilusk. Lyrilusk with a couple Horus cards. Meant to go second. We have started dueling from here today. Bims. Yeah, like, I've had plenty of times where I've wondered, how did I lose to this? Like, even as a Masochist deck, but, like, I am aware that, like, people on the other end would have it a lot worse. That said, I'll show you the deck we're playing in a minute. It's a lot better than, you know, probably what you're thinking. It's still not great. It's still a Masochist deck, but, like, you know, we have things to do. Not with this pack we don't, but we have things to do. Right, let's, I guess for the benefit of ye, let us show you what deck we're actually piloting at the moment. Right, one more win. As long as it works. Well, here's the thing. It does work. We're on 46 cards, which is not optimal. Definitely not. But I think that these are all worth playing. Yeah, okay. Because we've got 2 boss stage, along with a handful of targets. You know, most of all Har. We have got 2 Kashtira's plus Birth, which is, you know, its own small package. We've got a couple ways to get to our 1 field spell, in addition to the couple copies of it. And then it's just good stuff that just happens to work, like Condemned Witch gets to Lopter, Condemned Witch also gets Chalice. We have a punishment plus targets, we have Tikaboo. The deck functions. There are brick hands. You know they're going to be brick hands. But, honestly, I'm really happy with how this is. It is far and away the best one we have. Alright, and we gotta choose. Always first. Now, can we pass the draw field spell check? We cannot. You know what we can do better, though? Well, they're not going to link summon. We can special Fenrir. We can activate Fenrir to search. We can search for Ogre. It's probably Burn. It's Burn or Draco. But who cares? Fenrir, Ogre, and Birth. You leave Birth on the field, I get them back. I've got a normal summon of Phantasme next turn, you know? He is a 7. It is True Draco. Okay, you get a target 1 card, destroy it. 1 monster, destroy it. Okay. Burn would run an extra deck. Probably. I mean, I can just target the Fenrir and bring it back. Yeah, you can't tribute summon with that kind of field. So I'll just bring back the Fenrir after normal summoning Camion. I need a tribute summon monster. Alright. Bet. Monsters that are banished, as well as monsters not in the graveyard, can activate their effects. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters. Yeah, right. So, as I said, bet. I'll tribute summon Camion. What is your last card that is causing you to think so hard? Oh, okay, you're going to activate a True Dragon. Yeah, that's fine. This one. Sure. The Dynamite Searchers, yeah. Right, now, it doesn't matter what. We're just bringing a guy back. That's all it needs. So for the sake of argument, we'll bring back Ogre. It genuinely doesn't matter. And we just tribute summon. Now what? Where is your god now? Okay, the question is, what do I actually get rid of? Because if I get rid of Erupt, that's probably the best thing. This just allows them to search. Monster that banished as well as monster in the graveyard cannot activate their effects. I don't need it to activate its effects. So we do battle. I think it's probably just Erupt, right? Because Erupt does kind of shut down everything else. I'll continue to attack. And we go to main 2. Because I battled, we will shuffle this into your deck. You don't have a tribute summon monster. You've got to draw one for turn, or you've got to draw your diagram. I should have shuffled Erupt. It's going to come back and bite me, isn't it? Yeah, they destroy that. Although that's destroy a monster. I am kind of in the same position as before now. But what? Oh, they did the wrong thing. Yeah, you did the wrong thing, my guy. Also, this is just gonna go to, like... Do you have 3? You do have 3. What are the odds? Yeah, they've lost the Erupt, and as such, we have won the game. Tikaboo. Yeah, I do not care about that. This is going anyway. This is a dragon. This is a fiend. That's a fairy. These are both psychics, but who cares? It's just Ogre. Like, in this situation, it is just Ogre. And we can normal summon Phantasme. Set this. Battle phase. We want to declare an attack with Ogre first, just so we get the effect. I don't care if it's Mirror Force, Cylinder, or whatever. We want to get the effect. It's Strike. Okay, that's fine. That's cost them 15. I can get this guy back. And I've got a negate attack as well. I mean, they're just done. Like, even if they put a guy on the field, they have to get rid of... Like, they have to get rid of Birth, because it's my monster, like, generation. But if they get rid of Birth, they can't deal with the Ascension. So... Your choice, my guy. And you can't even activate that. Yeah, you're done. Okay, no, hold on. They get to destroy a spell trap. They've got Masterpiece. Which spell trap? They picked... Okay. And it's going to be immune to spell traps, but it's not going to be immune to monsters. Okay, Tikaboo's gone. There's Masterpiece. Please. Oh wait, no, they're just going to target the back row, aren't they? Yeah, that was smart of them. I need to take a lot of damage until that's live now. And it is just quick effect, isn't it? Type 1 of the card on the field, destroy it, yeah. It's unaffected by spells and traps. So, this is fine. Like, you don't actually need to pop this. You can if you want. Yeah. Just deck thinning. I'm not even going to bother putting it on the field. Do they pop in the end phase? They do not pop in the end phase. It targets as well. So what do we do here? Pot of Desires. I think we chain... Yeah, we chain here, right? It gets us into Lopter. You can send one other. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Now, they can Masterpiece, and they can even, like, kill Lopter, but, like... Oh, they're gonna do it. That's weird. You're dumb. Chain. Unless you got called by. You did not get called by. Do you special summon in defense or attack or anything? What do we do? It's just this, right? Big. Now, you can destroy it on the next turn because you've got fuel. Metaverse. That's actually pretty handy. There's Erupt. But that's okay. This guy's unaffected. Do I care? Okay, that's one. You're now down to your last pop. I just take the damage, right? I take the damage. The thing is, I need to be on 600 to use my Trap in the Grave, which is ridiculously low. That's not happening. But he's got one continuous spell, Trap in the Grave, which he can target on one of these cards. If he targets Metaverse, we just use Metaverse. He's got 2. That's 57. It's not enough. How much do I need? 57.50. It's so close. What do you target? So chain Metaverse. Then they're gonna search. I'm going to do this now. I get boss stage, but, like, it doesn't do anything. We are really down to, like, the top deck. Unfortunately, like, this genuinely just needed to give me, like, what, 50 more attack? Oh, I should have kept it in hand. That would have got me 2 bodies. Is it enough? It's enough. Okay, we're done. 1, 2, 3. What can I do here? Right, we can do a number of things, right? What's Engrave? That's Engrave. Tribute Summon Valor. It needs to be special summoned. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, no, that was... Can I trick them by... I can't trick them by going to battle. Can I trick them by going to main 2? No, it doesn't look like I can. They have 1 pop. They have more than enough... Yeah, I messed that up. I messed it up. I mean, the thing is, they can use the field spell. Shame I can't use Anima. Yeah, they didn't play into it, but they also just had Erupt on the field. Like, that was actually a really close game. Although the draws were only getting better for them from there. Like, the dead draw would have been, like, Necro Valley. What could I have done from that situation? Like, what would... I had 3 Anima on the field. The extra deck is useless at that point because the wrong zones for Transverser and they had the thing on the field. Its effects, all of them are negated because it's just skill drain. So you leave 1, 2, and 3 on the field. Yeah, but then they just hit you the next turn. Like, they just do the same play. The point being, they pop 1 of these on my turn. That leaves them with 2. They then just destroy 1 of the spell traps with the field spell. And then they're good. Yeah, because then they've got 1 for their turn. Oh no, I had I had generate... Okay, possibly winnable. However, misplay. Anyway, if you give me a moment, I'm going to be right back. I just need to nip to the loo. So let's mute mic, put on some music. And we're back. Sorry to stop that wherever it stopped, but, you know, we got to continue with this at some point. It is the point of the stream, as good as the music is. I also can't be too mad with that loss that we just had, simply because, like, you know, I love me some Monarch. But I think True Draco is a lot more fun when you don't play the Floodgates. Like, it's a lot more interesting. Ooh, we gotta choose. They've got a shit ton of titles. But we get to choose, guys. That means we basically win the duel, right? I mean, 3 of these cards are pretty damn good going first. So, let's try it. Boss stage. Set 1. Set 2. Titles do mean nothing, but, you know. So, if they have Ash, they use it on this. Yeah. That's just, like, fundamentally correct. Which is unfortunate, but the majority of people are going to be playing Ash Blossom. You gotta expect it at some point. We've got MST and Marshmallow. We no longer have Marshmallow. It's just... the escalation feels completely unreal. Kaiju. Yeah, go for it, my guy. You want to take the Kaiju off my field? Be my guest. Do you reckon it's pure Kaiju? I know one of the Kaiju spell traps draws you. It's... No, this is Kaiju. They are playing Remove Brainwashing. Oh. Neither player can banish cards. That's actually really annoying. I needed that. You know they've had spotting.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, I could have outed Dogoran this turn. It's an SR. We're still fine, though. We pass turn here. They just don't have another Ash Blossom. We get the Generator Field spell. Do they have another? Right, okay, so... yeah, from here, it's just defense position. And then field spell triggers. Oh, Brainwashing? Legacy Pack you are, because reasons. Do they do something other than just Kaiju me instantly? It is before the end of the main phase. We'd love to see it. they let me have the field spell. They just wanted to Ash Lopter. Okay, sure, bro. And there's the Kaiju. No, it's Div Incarnate. Well, during your main end phase, you can target one, special summon it to your field. That's not a problem. Again, that's still not a problem. What can I do here? That's an 8. I haven't put a Link in the grave. I haven't put a Link in the grave. That's so bad. Although I can re-trigger the Paleo, which is really funny. So we can special summon this. We can... I can't banish a card. So we have two choices. We make Star Eater and fail to banish a card but kill the Dogoran. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the choice. Star Eater. I can just bring back the Ogre every single turn. So, what are we doing? During your end phase, target one, special it. They currently have a Kaiju. They're gonna have more Kaijus. If this card's attacks, it is unaffected by all effects until the end of the damage step, at the end of the damage step. So, it's the Kaiju. I guess. I don't really know. But anyway, we get boss stage. For the 5th time. Boss stage. Right, so what we're doing is we're getting Valor. We go chain 1 of the field spell. Chain 2 Valor. Valor gets back Lopter. And then Lopter will tribute so we get half from deck. Now, they probably do just Kaiju something on my field, like, immediately. The Synchro event in-game bug? I take it that's the one you're on about, right? Oh, nearly toggled off at the wrong time. We want... Is it in defense position? It's not in defense position. fuck it. Big monster. Now they can't out my guys with just one kaiju, they need two. And yeah, we'll just pop this instead. Now they have V-Jam, and V-Jam has its effects. The thing is, like, I think if you did it enough times and opened enough packs, you're kind of set on Dust, probably, right? Yeah, what do you get? You get the Ogre. But, like, I just hit the Ogre and then bring it back to my field, you know? Like, that just allows me to get more damage. Oh, that's also really funny. I mean, I have to do it this way round first, right? So we do this. Oh. Ah, but that's funnier. So, yeah, we go battle phase. I don't know why I changed that one to attack, just did. Take out the Ogre. Take out this. Go main 2. Normal V-Jam. Special this one. Let's activate the effect. I'm gonna take my own fucking monster for no attack. And then what? Target level 9. Do I have a level 9 engrave? I don't have a level 9 engrave. Do you come back? You do. Let's do that to bring this out, I guess. We can't banish cards anyway. So, why not get 9 lives? Yeah, this is what I was wanting to do. 9 lives. Detach this one for cost because we have a target, and then it hasn't used its effect this... Oh, wait. Problem solved. And there we go. We've got an Omni Negate. You've got a Kaiju, but it won't matter. Set 1. Can I... Second boss stage. Right. Can I do anything with this? I can link 2, so I think I'm going to do that to clear up some space. I'm going to take you and you to make this. What have we got? I did something. Remove brainwashing. Sure, in that case I'll just take the trap, like... This is not the own you think it is. I can still attack for game, I just want to do it funny way. Like, they get their kaiju back, and then... Yeah, how are we doing this? Normal oh, they also just... Okay, that doesn't work. It was worth the try. What do I want to synchro summon, guys? I kind of like Gogen Zaka. But this is also just better. No. No, I think we do this. I'm also trying to get, you know, missions, guys. I'm also trying to activate spells. I'm trying to summon monsters. Because this account runs out of gems real quick. Anyway, battle phase. So, 200. And just start swinging. It's this one, and then her. Oh, no, okay, I needed everything. No, I didn't need everything. Well, anyway, we did it. Surprise, surprise, we beat the pure Kaiju deck. Although I think it, like, there's no aggro there. Playing pure Kaiju is really, like, interesting. I want to see their list. It looks like it's fairly, I guess, standard. Yeah, it's just Kaijus. The name of the game is Kaiju. With synchros. I mean, it makes sense if you're playing the hand traps anyway. I'm a little confused about the Battle Wasps, but I guess you just put in, like, big monsters, right? No Maxi. Yeah, a little weird. I mean, yeah, as a pure Godin second deck, you would at least put in, like, a couple Charmies, probably. Fusion Substitute. So you're telling me I now have a Dark Magician for Fusion Summons? No, it's not worth it. Like, no. Oh, actually, this is a legitimate Hex Sealed. I think we had some that are from, like, structure decks or whatever, so that's neat. Sure. Oh, excuse me. Oh, look! We finally got a piece that is not Z Metal Tank. I don't know if you know this. We have got, like, 4 or 5 copies of Z Metal Tank, and we've got some of the fusions, but we haven't got an X head. This is our first Y. So now we can contact Fuse, possibly. It's not going to be, like, the end of the world for our opponents or anything. It's just like, hey, we have it now. And block attack, yeah. Yeah, look at that, new. I'm curious. I'm gonna check out the original contact views, you know. Light Machine Union. I'm gonna check them out, see what we do have. Not because we're gonna play them, but because I'm curious. That's another Dragunity. That's a decent effect, I feel like, but I haven't played that deck in a while. Or the Witchcrafter. That's okay. We're getting the right way. Mid-rank Raid Raptor. 3 level 5 Wing Beast. Okay, so we would need to rank up into this. Another Trias. And what's the Ultra? Ooh. As far as Ultras go, I'm not sure if we can make use of that off the bat, but that's, like, really good. Kind of an insane pull. We do need to be on a deck that can fusion summon, though. It is pretty good. Funnily enough, talking about the contact fusion stuff, it does buff that because, you know, you don't need poly. But yeah, like, hold on. Look at this. 3 metal tank and nothing else. But if we had even one of these, it would be able to get out, like, a level 4 light machine, I guess. Except fusion monsters the turn you activate this. Special summon from your hand or from your deck. Right, okay, let's have a quick look at our fusion pool. See what named material we have. We have Alistair the Invoker, which we actually have Alistair the Invoker, but we just don't have a way to fuse. Odd Eyes, Truckroid, Expressroid, Drillroid, Stealthroid. There's Drillroid, there's Express, there's Stealth, and there's Truck. So we could get to Drillroid, you know. What else? We got Neos, but we don't have a Neos. The Neos we have is a gift, so we can't use it. Generic to an extent, generic, Mass Change, Edgimp Chain. We don't have Chain. That's Chain? That's Chain. Amazoness Fusion and an Amazoness. Thunder Dragon. We could get Vanilla Thunder Dragon. Level 5 Light, 16, 15. That's pretty poor, to be honest. 2 Melodious, 2 Destiny Hero, Neos, Crystal Beasts. Cat Dancer is a fusion itself, so we can't do that. That's Shadows. Uh, BLS we can't summon from the deck. Not like that. We can't cheat it out. Avian or Wild Heart. So we could get Wild Heart. We have Wild Heart. Right? Oh, we don't have Wild Heart. We can only get Avian. Okay. Phoenix Enforcer and Sparkman, which means we can get Sparkman from the deck. Metal Foe, Illusion, Neos, Sparkman Clayman, Gazelle Baphomet, Trickstars, Dream Mirror, Manipulator, Masaki. Who's Masaki? Gem Knight in a Rock. Okay, Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon. Gaia is like a decently big monster. And we have Gaia. But it would be playing a 1-to-1 brick ratio with an extra deck slot taken up. Oh, hold on, no it wouldn't. It's still bricky. But, like, we would have a double attacking vanilla fusion. But it requires that we draw into this, and, like, fusion deployment, basically. You draw one of these two, you draw the fusion deployment, and you draw the spiral fusion. That's a little specific. Is there anything that's related to Gaia? No. Just you. Is there anything related to Curse of Dragon? No. Okay, so that's unfortunate. That's Neos and Neo and Sparkman. Magic-y normal. Blue Eyes. We don't have a Blue Eyes. Not one that we own. That's a bookmarked card. We don't, like, those are illegitimate. Crass and Dreams, Silverfang Thorns, Dynamorphia, Heroes. Oh yeah. We have a small Gate Guardian package. It does improve the Gate Guardian bit. Not that that's fantastic, but it does. Lady Heat or Heat and Lady Heat. Magistus Spellcaster, Faithbird Skull Red. None of these. What are you? Oh wow. Yeah, okay. Metal Hose and a Pendulum, Neos Grand Mole. Spartacus. Do we have a Grand Mole? No. No, we don't have a Grand Mole. Shame. Cave Dragon, Lesser Fiend. Wait. Lesser Fiend is a 21 beat, but I think we're not in that kind of range anymore. Like, it's interesting. I think maybe that's prevalent in stun. Oh, we could also just eat out. Wait. That's a little bit better. Maybe we put it in the Go second deck then, because, like, we have Sidra, we have Mega Fleet, and we have Clockwork Knight. But it's such a specific, like, hand. You need Clockwork plus Sidra. Although, looking at this pile, you would probably do it simply for the fact that you can get Clockwork, and then you've got, like, Sidra, 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 and Sidra, for a total of 5, 6, 8, plus your fusion deployment. Which isn't the worst. But it looks like we've only got the one target 3 times. Which I guess is good enough. Polymerization, fusion, or... Ah, but it needs to be special summoned by a Predator Plant. Okay. So that's the most interesting one at the moment. 2 Pyros, Alistair, Worms, Rhino Hut, who we don't have, Pendulum Dragon, Mokies, D-Hero, Gem Knight, Fusionist. It looks like we found our winner, probably. Just having a double check. Sinatrix, 2 Gravekeepers. Dark Lord Marie. That's not the worst. But it is just during my standby phase, and it's only 200. Not quite worth it for the extra deck break. We don't have the cards for this. We do not. Where are you? There. Super rare. Not happening. Invoked. Clayman Basinatrix. That's the two parts of it. Specifically Sapphire. Can't summon the materials even if we had them. Fighting Flame Dragon we don't have. Do we have you? We have you, but is there a point? Not much. Anything else that is remotely interesting? Cyberdarks, which I don't think are... We've got all of them, but there's just not a point, right? Tiger Dragon in your grave? No. The setup. It's too intense for us. Fright for Fusion. Quintet is just generic. That's got... Oh, that's got Blade Edge. But we don't have Blade Edge. And yeah, this is the thing. We have Sangha and Kazajin. We don't have Suijin. Which is a bit unfortunate. But that's still a couple extra level 7 beat sticks. And yeah. If we had Dark Magician, but you know. Those bookmarked. Doesn't... Cannon Soldier's banned, right? Yeah. They got fed up with people trying to do FTKs. And probably succeeding on them, to be honest. Despia generic. Yeah, I think we found our winners. And saying that, they're still not, like, fantastic. They're just better than the other things we have access to, I guess. I don't know. I guess if we make a fusion deck, then we are putting in the Gate Guardian stuff. Okay, we have lost the coin toss. We spent too long evaluating the what-ifs. We did not evaluate the present. Focus on the here, the now. The win! Yeah, maybe. I'm not hopeful, but maybe. That is in fact a synchro card. Ooh. Maybe one day you have fusion deck. I have like bits, but just not a complete. I'm closer to having a fully functioning Xyz deck. So they seem to know what they're doing. I'm taking a minute here, but that's just because they're using... Yeah, okay, no. They seem to know what they're doing. We don't have interruptions. Our one interruption is an anti-link tool. Which this deck won't end on a link on turn 1. And if it does, it'll be like SP. So... on to the next tool. I'm very, like, to be fair, we have had ridiculously good fortune with our matchups and coin tosses this stream. It is not normally this good. But we are going first after they made us go first. We beat Ryziel on Monday, by the way. We lost to them a good more times than we beat them, but we did beat them once. So, it's kind of MST, Imperm, negate attack, if you squint, with Anima for next turn. Ryziel is the new deck, yes. But yeah, we beat it on Monday. Just the one time out of maybe 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly. Okay, Sky Striker. So all we need to do is like Chalice, right? Actually, no, we just need to use Cubic Ascension. Negate the attack. That gets you a Sky Strike spell Engrave, so you get this back. That's fine. I don't care about that. You're probably going to go into Hayate. You control no... Oh, there's engage. You did this in the wrong order? I'm a little confused, being completely honest. There's Widow Anchor. If you control no, target. You need to target face up, so there's that. Okay, you now have a monster in the main monster zone. Which means you now have to link summon again, or lose your spell trap access. There's a Tenpai. I mean... I kinda have to, right? Sky Striker Tenpai, because the deck apparently does just kind of work well. I mean, yeah, we just let them attack into this, right? No effects. Negate your effects. This guy's effects are negated as well. I just want to be able to fire the trap to get more bodies. And they're going to let it happen. And we're going to do it again. No effects for you. They're permanently negated. So yeah, now you have to link to clear your field into a link 3. Using a Tenpai. Which you can do. Oh, you just... Okay, you make SP. Okay, they're getting rid of one of these. That's fine. Okay. Oh, I should have... Okay, I should have Cosmic to get rid of one of those. It'll take a little bit of damage, but I'm willing to do it. Right, let's Cosmic this one. And then... Okay, so that was Ultimate Slayer. Let's special this in attack position. And then let's go just battle phase. Attack into the SP. And we go use this effect. Thank you. Main 2. What have we got? Oh, that's really funny. What can I do with that? At the moment, nothing, right? Okay, I'm just going to put this back on the field in attack position. Or in defense position, sorry. So we'll do that. We'll set this. And we call it a turn. Right, we're not doing, like, fantastically, but we're also pretty close to summoning out our Topologic. Yeah, they attacked the first two, but, like, I've just taken a little bit more damage because I paid for the Cosmic and then I attacked into this. That's what the difference is. Zeke. Oh no, Zeke gets banished, doesn't it? Until your opponent's next end phase. Okay, it gets to come back. Unless... Yeah, we let that happen. Every day of the week, we let that happen. Okay, that's unfortunate, but we still let that happen. Yep, special summon a Tenpai. There's Chandra. Do we do this now? We get one from deck, because they banished one permanently and one's coming back. And they have no monsters in their main monster zone. Within Droplet. Send the Fua. Okay, in that case... Well, yeah, in that case, no effect for Chandra. Because you need to reach the start of the damage step. And I'm not letting you get that far. Now, we know the face down is Widow Anchor. And I've saved myself from Tenpai OTK. This comes back to me. Then what? This is still on the field. This is still on the field. This is with its effects intact on the field. That's the issue. Ooh, that's pretty good. When does this come back? Until your opponent's next end phase. Okay, that's fine. Because you have monsters in your main monster zone, I'm just going to hope you don't draw into Ash Blossom or MST. Probably Ghost Ogre, realistically, but, you know. No, it's Max C. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. We give them 2 draws, but we get a banish. And now the field spell is online. So I think we're in a decent scenario. That's fine. I can probably turn it to auto. Okay, that's a little annoying, but it's still fine. And what do you do? Related. In your graveyard, from your deck, I think we let it go through. Oh, they added another... That's not right. You don't add another Genroku, surely. Tuna, Dragon... Okay, so you can make a 7. From your deck. Okay. So that gets you to Genroku, probably. The thing is, I target, so... Yeah, this was like, it's a little rough. Do they all, once per turn during the battle phase, they all have the effect, right? Sure. We have this, which is kind of keeping it in check a little bit, but if they get to Transcendent Dragon, it's not. We're in a little bit of a bind. Oh, they're making a Synchro now. So they're going to make Transcendent Dragon in the main phase. That's what I can see happening. We should have... Should we have summoned Har? We probably should have tried to get Har on the field. There's Dragon, right? Da 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 da. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. Fucking fantastic. Banish this? I don't fucking know. Bye. I'll have as few monsters I control as possible in attack position. It's not going to be enough because I can't activate cards or effects. You fucking love a Tenpai. Tenpai makes me as hospitable to other human beings as a spider is to flies. I was not able to surrender. Was it just correct? It was probably just correct to get to Ha. It's difficult to tell, honestly. If I got to just Ha, no other monsters, what would I have done? It still would have been 2 summons, because it's Valor and then Ha from the hand. It's tributing my guys and making them vulnerable to Called By, but not to Imperm. I didn't even see whether he was on that, but that's not the point. Yeah, if they added to hand, they would have had Send one, which would have been in my favour. No, I definitely should have gone for the Ha. That's unfortunate. Much like going second with this hand. Oh, no. Whether we can win this one is not my concern. I am not sitting through loops. I do not care. Antagonist indeed. Leave me alone. I do not wish to sit here for 5 hours. Watching paint dry is a better use of my time than getting looped by 6 Sam. People like them for some reason, but no, it's just, that's not a good use of my time. 15, 50, and we have the ever-present difficult decision. We can either summon Fenrir and do Fenrir control with punishment, or we can just hope that border plus punishment is enough. Which I think is the better option. I have no idea if that's a reference, that name, but whatever. Right, place your bets. Does Inspector border solo? It feels like it's either yes or they have Impermanent. No in between, really. Inspector border, in fact, solos. We made the right decision. What were we against? Were we actually against Skull Servant? No. No, we were not. Good riddance. They assumed I was playing Stun, which is funny. Because that particular hand was kind of, you know, stun-oriented. They aren't exactly wrong. The only thing that was missing is Birth, so that Fenrir can be normal summoned next turn. So it's a Gemini. Is that our first flip-flop? It is not our first flip-flop. Still probably don't have enough to play Frogs, but this is, like, it's fine. It's fun. Mahjong Yuna Maidens. Samurai number 4 again. Iron Chain Snake. Wait a minute. During your main phase, equip this. It needs to be on the field to do it, so no. We got the Iron Chain Dragon not too long ago, which I think does genuinely just go in the stun deck, simply because it mills. And as it turns out, your average combo deck summons enough times that Soul Levy is a problem. No, I did not mean to do that. However, that is a very interesting card, you know? We need to target a face-up card on the field, but that is just a banish at the cost of a discard. What can we do with that? Is there anything we want to put in the graveyard? Not much. But I think it's just, like, an auto-include, right? Add 2 face-up pendulum monsters with the same pendulum scale but different names from your extra deck to your hand. That's not happening unless we play... Valence. That's our first Kaiser Sea Snake, which renders this useless. Discard a Kashtira, bring back... Ooh. Ooh, he's thick. That's good, yes. Right. Yeah, what are we actually swapping out? Because we definitely have to include that. It's another Paleo, which combos with that one, but it's also the best Paleo. And we probably shouldn't be increasing the deck size just willy-nilly. We do want to actually cut cards here and there. How much of a threat do we think Malice is? I mean, if we see Malice, we're losing. Do we want to play the counters to Malice? How popular is Malice? I can put the Cubic Tracker into the grave. That's another one, yeah. Swords of Concealing is exactly for going second. But it is good at breaking boards. I'm torn between maybe Swords of Concealing and Lancia. Because this is applicable to Malice plus other decks. Granted, we're probably just losing to Malice all the time anyway. But, like, it works against Trap Tricks. This doesn't work against Trap Tricks. I'm just not sure which one we do. I'm happy with our generator count. All the names are good. They're at the right numbers. I'm happy with every other card in the deck. It's just working it out. How popular is Yugioh? How often are we going to run into it? That's the thing. On Monday, I legit ran into 3 or 4. Down in, like, you know, gold 5 through 3. Which is crazy. But on the other hand, that was, you know, Yugioh's first day of being legal, right? I think for now we cut Lancia. I'm going to cut the Lancia for a minute. It's just the one card. And if we're wrong, we can put it back in. And we can cut something different. Dionysius is a huge pickup, though. Still the start of the month, so people are climbing as well, yeah. Like, some people who haven't played in ages, but just have the gems, they might be climbing through silver. If you don't know, my legit first matchup on Masochist was against Raid Raptor, down in Rookie. They were an awful Raid Raptor player, but I legit faced Raid Raptor with just, like, 10 Master Packs worth of cards. It was actually dumb. Right, so we normal summon this, and we attempt to search. If they Ash Blossom here, that's okay, good. It would have been better for us if they Ashed there. So we activate this, and we set this. I'm going to hold the Birth for the moment. And then, right, we try it now. Does it go through? It does. Right, and in this case, we just get Hearth straight, because this can get Lopter. Just lose because my deck's trash. Yeah. Like, I have been doing this for just about a year. A little bit less than, I think. In fact... where are we at? Yeah, as of the 17th, I will have done this for a year. 17th is a Sunday. So our 1 year anniversary is going to be on Monday the 18th. Oh dear, I cannot let them do that. Okay, we're doing this. This is the response. I can let them activate Clockwork Knight. But what I have to do then is get this on the field, wait for the resolution, use Lopter, yeah, tribute a generator, fetch you from deck, because they can only activate one of this card per turn, and then do this. Bye. I'm not having that on the field. I'm not being super polied. Zillion Tank. That's a normal summon. You didn't special summon that. You can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so I think we then... Yeah, we chalice the second, or the effect when they do it, right? And our follow-up isn't too bad either. You can just double contact? Oh, of course you can, right? Enemy controller. We let them do that because then they have to send a monster. It is a search, so they then have to send a monster. And if the card is that bad, we can just, you know, force them to, we can just negate the card itself. Pitch Droll, okay. And then, yeah, we just do this now, right? Bye-bye. Now, that's going to be the end of your turn. Moon Mirror. Okay, I thought it'd be something different to that. Now, is it the Y? No, it's just W Wing Catapult. Yeah, sure. 26. Okay. I mean, I can just banish this. Although, it's only if special summoned. They're top decking. What do I have in this scenario? What do I have? I have normal summon Gabrion. I have the Dark Witch Engrave to banish. At the end of the battle phase, if this card battles, shuffle as many they draw equal to. I think that's worth it. Oh, right, yeah, I need to... yeah. It's end of the battle phase, so main phase 2, use it. Draw one card because the other card went to extra, and we get a generator from deck. So, we get Valor, and Valor summons Ha. I think we're solid. Gabrion will return during the standby phase, but they've got 2 cards. I've got an Omni Negate. And a Solemn? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be really funny. But for the fact that Inspector Border is, you know... I could negate my own effect. That is dumb. Right. Change, 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 and just swing in. Oh, I should have activated the Kashtira Burst. I should have done it. The current proficiency we're on is activate spell cards, and I keep forgetting to just activate spells when we have a chance. We're not on the highest count of them anyway, so it's taking a long time to fulfill it. 2 legacy tickets. And I take it it's probably just like a union deck, yeah? 60 card union. This is wrong. I can tell you that for a fact. If you're gonna be playing like Driver, you don't just play the 1 Gamma. You gotta play some other side frames. Like, you want to know something really funny? The rest of them are cheap. Let's do related cards to this. This is super. N, rare, N, rare. This is the only card that's a holo. It's not that you can't afford the other ones, it's that you're just not considering, well, what if I want a spell negate instead, you know? People who are still running 1 Gamma, 1 Driver, that's just, it's incorrect. It's just factually wrong. Why would you play a 1-to-1? No, we don't skip our master packs. You see, they could come out. They could be shiny. We could get cards that we can't use. And we can't skip that. You see, Flower Guardian, it just needs to be like a full deck, and we have nowhere near a full deck of Flower Guardian. Okay. So it's a quick synchro. And it's... The second effect's decent. It's like kind of macro, but specific. It's... nah. And then Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Oh, that's the other thing. Raziel is light fire. Shadow Imprisoning is a counter for Malice. This is our second copy. But Raziel has now got up in popularity, and we've still got our 3 light imprisoning. This is a good card for Cyburst. Like, this is actually playable. I don't think we have a good enough Cyburst pile, but that is a playable super rare. But yeah, Shadow Imprisoning is a counter for Malice. We would, like... I was a little bit infuriated that we just, like, we had 5 light imprisoning mirror, and we did not get a single shadow. And then, pretty much as soon as we've got a Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, Malice has been countered by the fact that the next best deck has been released, you know? Which is a little bit annoying. But, what hey? Okay. Are they on 60? They are on 60. We have got a 7 synchro. Maybe. Medora? I've got to do this now. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of Imseti. Take 1 out of rotation is better. They can still do a whole load of things, but, like... this hopefully cuts them off of a little bit. Yeah, they've got King Suck. They've got 1 card in hand. 2 cards. Wait. Where'd the extra draw come from? Is that just part of Imseti's effect? Add a King Sark, then you can draw 1 card. And it's a then you can. It won't even deck you out if it's the last card in deck. Elements Grief. Special summon this elements from your deck or graveyard, then send 1 monster you control. So you then send that, which then mills. Even send top 3. Scream 2, is it? No. Alright, there's Kit. Which is mill 5. And then Scream. I'm sure that Scream is supposed to trigger around sometime, but I don't know when. Could not tell you. Oh, it's mill on this. Okay, mill on this effect. Okay, send top 5. Send top 3 of either, so they're going to pick their own. Okay, now they're milling 11 cards. They gotta hit something. I really want them to miss everything, but they're not going to. Although, those first 3 are good for me. That's... I think that's, like, about as good as it could have been. Yeah, you've got that, and you've got... What else? Like, if I deal with the King Suck, then I deal with this. Destroyed by card effects that do not target them. Okay. So it's Yazi. I banished Imseti. Yeah. So, what are we doing? Okay, go for it. Send 3. Beast, draw 1. Go for it. I don't think the 1 card is going to be the difference maker. Right, special. So we definitely go Yazi. Yazi is at 29. So, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, how are we doing this? For each Horus monster you control, by a card effect while this is in the monster zone. So, do I want to do the 600 damage? I think I want to do the 600 damage. I'm trying to work it out. It's not something I'm, used to having to think about for some reason. So we're going to attack into this one. Just for 600. That dies. No effect. Main 2. Activate the effect of Yazi. Target self. Target Sark. Pop both. Effect. I'm going to change this. Do I want to negate it? It's just a draw, but I think I want to negate it. Because leaving them on as few cards as possible is going to be as beneficial to me as humanly possible. Right, so that's negated. We get our special summon of Chaos Mirage. We activate this. We get Imseti back. I don't want it in their grave, but I think it's the best thing I can do. For the express reason that I can make a Synchro 12 and banish a card. I can't make Synchro 12 because it locks me. Yep. Cool. They have 2 cards on field. No graveyard effects. I don't think. I think we're honestly good. Like, I think the graveyard effects here are, like, fine. They can hit this, but, like... Yeah, it's solid. You got rid of a tuner. Okay. I like where we are. This is a bit of an unfortunate draw, but you get those sometimes. Normal summon. It's not imperm. Could be Ash or C. It's not either. They just quit. That's crazy. That is actually insane. We have also now beat Tearlament. Constructed Horus Tearlament. They just had bad mills, and therefore we win. Oh, that's good. That feels good. Okay. Right, we get a couple more polls. Let's open up some legacy tickets. I'm gonna take off my sweater at the moment, but I do be sweating. There we go, that's a little bit cooler. Right. We have a terrible monster. Motor Shell. Bandit Keith stuff, but I've never really understood the point of the like the engine tokens, to be honest. Nightmare Scorpion, Turtle Bird, Robotic Knight. He looks dapper. This man, this bot, look at that fancy bot. And Variety comes out. I would have said this was a Performer Pal card. It is not. So it gets multiple tuners back. However, what combinations do we have? Our tuner monsters are 7, 4, 2, and 1. Which means we can get back 12. But that relies on Destrudo, Mirage, and Orochi being engraved. We can get back 10, which relies on Orochi, Destrudo, and Assault Synchron being engraved. We can get back 7, which is either just Destrudo or the other 3 engrave. We can't get back... No, we can get back 8. That's Destrudo, Orochi. And we can get back 11. But a lot of those are very specific for their, like, setup. That card is just not worth running. Anyway, another Master Pack for another victory. What, pray tell, could we get? What wonders? We could get duplicates. We could get a Springuns card. We have Gold Golgonda, and we have the Xyz 8. Wait, is that all we need? That might be all we need. Huh. It does mean he's probably a brick. Retrograde. Oh wait, we have Redoer. Huh. Vader. If a card's on the field is destroyed by card effect and Visas is on the field, you can special this. If another monster in your possession is destroyed by card effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and this gains that attack. We do have a Visa Starfrost, but it's a level 4 light tuner. It's the Vanadium one. We don't really want to have that on the field. Multiple Destruction. If both players have 3 or more cards in their hand, each player places their entire hand on the bottom. Lose life equal to the number returned, then each player draws 5. So I could Droll loop my opponent. Possibly. But I would need Droll. I think the best pull in here is probably Sargas. Although, remembering that we now have Redoer and all the Time Thief cards have meaning, maybe it's worth looking into that. But you know what's worth a little bit more? This next duel is worth a little bit more. After one more win, we hit Platinum. Can we do it? The name gives me confidence. Maybe the deck doesn't, but, like, the name inspires confidence at the moment. Connecting. Please actually connect. Come on. No, no, no. Okay, cool. For a moment. Right. 10:41. So, in theory, this is going to be a structural, like a... Or maybe... It could be some structures. Or it could be a loner. Because I think you can do loners on ladder now, can't you? Right. We've got a Bestial, we've got Phantasme, and we've got access to... what is it? Lopter for Valor, which gets Lopter back, so... 2 monsters. And then we can Lopter on the next turn. I don't know what that Lopter would bring out. We've got Bestial, we've got Chalice, and we've got Lopter. So... Yeah, we do this now. And we do this. Because Time Thief Regulator is the 1-card starter. Doesn't lock you into Xyz. Summons 2 level 4s from the deck, who also don't lock you into Xyz. Before the end of the main phase. We're going to banish this. And we're going to tribute this. And we can just normal summon the Phantasme next turn. It's not the best, you know, thing, but it is just Phantasme. Right. So we have 6/5 on board. They have a 600 attack monster. I think normal summoning Phantasme does it. Assuming their face downs aren't anything. Their face downs could be many things. Oh, it's a bot. It is actually a bot. Well, yeah, I think we win this. If anything answers, do we win this? Them going to battle phase and hitting themselves answers the question. Well, I want to activate spells, so I'm going to activate spells. Yeah, it is a bot. But I do need to activate these spell cards. This is actually important. It gets me closer to the proficiency test, which means I can move on to the next one. Jam Defender. You go, buddy. You do you. Embodiment of Apophis. Are you... No, it's a bot. Are you, the viewer, aware of what's going to happen to the embodiment of Apophis? If you guessed it goes into the spell trap zone, you win nothing, but, like, congrats, you got the right ruling. Normal summon. I love normal summoning a level 7. Just feels good. Phantasme. And Valor for game. And like that, we complete this stream's objective. Make it back to Platinum. Which gives us how many streams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 streams this month in Platinum rank. Did not mean to do that. That is insane. It doesn't mean that we'll make it through, but it does mean that, hey, we've done it. And that was what did the practical exam. You see, we needed to play those spell cards. Right, now that was the rank up into Platinum, so we only get the one Master Pack for it. However, every win from this point is 2. Right, let's see what we can get. Do you think we can get a Suijin? Suijin would be an unironic real help. That's our second Piece Filia, which is kind of neat. That's a second Ledger Book, which is okay. And yeah, none of... An entire pack of duplicate cards. I'm just curious. Cards included in this pack. Your cards. It doesn't tell us the total. And of course we're going to be low on the ultra rare count. But if you go down even to the super rares, look at this. Look at the super rares, right? Now let's go down a step further. Look at the rares. We've got a lot of them. But look at how many we don't have. They just keep existing. These cards that we can't get. Whether that's good or bad in some cases, you know, that remains to be seen. Like, I think I'm pretty happy that we're not pulling Bacon Saver. Or Heraldic Beast Leo. But, like, you know, there are other decent cards in Rare that we might be genuinely happy to pull. Just saying, you know. You can do the same for the Legacy Pack, yeah. But the thing is, in the Legacy Pack, like, you're only pulling 2 cards at a time. We're pulling 8 from here. We haven't found one of this guy. We've got 3 of this, 1 of this, 3 of this. Not 1. We haven't found... Oh, there's just so many. Look at them. We haven't found Ignite. But then you'll go and you'll find a rare and you'll be like, oh, I've got 4 Jizukiro. You see, that 4th copy, that could have been anything. But it was Jizukiro instead. It was Cypher Twin Raptor. And then this still continues when you go into the commons. When you go into the normal rarity. Like, look at all these cards that you can see that are still missing. Not that they're all fantastic. Not that we even need all of them. There are 2,425 rares. And we still getting our duplicates, you know. Times 4 of this. Times 4 of that. Times 2 of this limited card, you know. Ah, well. What was I going to do? Oh, yes, right. We have completed our practical test. 5 legacy pack. Wait, did we open legacy packs? We didn't open legacy packs just now, did we? I'll open those now. There's a nice little treat. But first, what's the clear condition? Win a duel while your life points are 2,000 or less. That's actually going to be really difficult to do. When we're winning well at the moment. Right, 5 out of 8 questions. Which of these statements is false? That one. Your opponent has 3,100. You control Neos in attack position. Your opponent controls Ascended of Thunder, special summon through its effect. If you destroy the Ascended of Thunder while there are no monsters in your graveyard. So it's just 3,100. And if this card is special, so if this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict. If this card summoned this way is destroyed, gain. Oh, these are both mandatory. Your opponent has Neos in attack position. Your opponent controls... No, you control Neos. Your opponent controls Thunder. What happens if destroys? So you a turn player. You get priority. Your opponent gains 5,000. You inflict the 2/7. plus the 4. Your opponent has 3100 life, so you inflict 400. I think... Well, no, there's only one correct answer then here, right? It's you win the duel. Yeah, that's the only correct... Your opponent ends up with 5... Why did they end up with 5,000? I misread something about that. What happens if your Dark Magician, equipped with Double Edge, attacks your opponent's Blue Eyes while you both have 15? It's a draw. That was simple. What's this monster's type? It's not a dragon. I think that one's a fiend. Which is not one of the relevant questions. That's not one of the rulings questions I like. You have 2,000. Kentragina an attack. Your opponent activated a monster effect and you can negate the effect with set intact. Which halves? It halves. What happens then? Huli, the Jewel of the Mekanko, equipped with double-edged. Your opponent gains 5k. Yes. But about the chain links. I'll get back to it when we finish it. If you remind me to look at the answers. What happens if your opponent then uses this to attack this turn? Assuming that the effect of intact can be used in the graveyard is not activated. So you lose the duel. Yeah, you lose the duel. You have... They really like their life point things at the moment. You have 3,000. Your opponent activates Gale to halve it. And then you equip with Axe of Fools. What will its attack be? So... become half its current attack and defense. Which means it will be, at that point, 15, and then you're boosting it by 1,000. So it will be 2-5. Because become is a... Okay, no, become overrides it, apparently. That is Valmonica... Invitaire... Yeah. I should know that one off the top of my head, but... Your opponent's Hare, equipped with Arabesque, declares an attack on your Armor Fortress. Yep. In attack position, equipped with Armor Torpedo. If a monster equipped with this card battles, nope. If the equipped monster battles until the end of the damage step, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects, also negate the effects of all face-up monsters they control. Your opponent takes 2-5, right? Armor Fortress equipped with Armor Torpedo. Yeah, so your opponent takes 2-5. Okay, cool, we got that. Right. Hold on. Answers, explanations. That's what we want. Okay, so, one sec, let's get to it. I don't want to look at the answers just yet. Right, so, your opponent has 3,100. Check. You control Neos, so you're the player declaring the attack, and your opponent controls the Center of Thunder. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Your turn, player. Your effect is mandatory, so your burn is Chainlink 1 for 2,700, right? Inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. You're dealing them 400 points of damage, which takes them down to 27. No, okay, that was correct. I was just looking at I was just failing the math check at that point, because you take them down to 27, your Chainlink 1 would reduce them to 0, their Chainlink 2 ups them by 5k. I'm familiar with the Ascendant of Thunder, I'm familiar with its effect. I just failed the math check in those few seconds because it was a little bit close. Yeah. As such, first your opponent gains the 5,000, then takes that, yeah. I was failing to do math. Please don't judge my aptitude. Use the other examples of me taking the proficiency to judge my aptitude, not this one. 2,000 or less, that is a real, like... That's a difficulty. Right. We didn't open the legacy tickets because we were at 2. So let's open these now. And I think it's a nice point to end the stream. So we'll take a look at these, maybe see if we can make some quick changes to the deck and probably call it for tonight. So we've got a second copy of Morphing Jar 2. We've got a Ritual Spell, Balloon Lizard, which we've already got, another one of the reptiles, Turbo Booster, Rhino, Misjudge. Is that our first Misjudge? I don't think so. Huh. We should probably be running Misjudge in stun. What's the... If the result is 2 heads, negate the effect. And it's a hard once. I mean, do we still... No. No, maybe not. Wolf. Neo, United, Koala. He is big. Do we get 2 big koala? We got 2 big koala. Okay, now... Take a look at all the cards that we have. This is not new from this pack even. Not only do we have a duplicate, we got the duplicate back to back. We had 1 before this, we now have 3. From 7 packs, we managed to pull dupes. What are the odds? Tell me, what are the odds? We get 2 per pack. There's 4,000 cards in this pack. 2,100 of which are N. Where's the big ones? Was he a rare? There's no way he was a rare. Where are the normal monsters? No, okay, he wasn't a rare. He was an N, right? Okay, but then they are not in alphabetical? Oh, you can. Okay, I'm just curious. Yeah, I don't know what kind of order these are in, but, big. Big koala. So, there are 4,000 cards, 2,100 of which are N. We get a whole 14 cards from that 2,100. Let's say they're all N, because, you know... Well, actually, no, they're all 1N, 1R, right? Or does the Master Pack rules not apply to them? Let's find out. I'm curious now. That's just the FNL list. Is there anything that tells me about the odds of these? I don't think there is. Weird. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that tells me about the odds. Maybe the standard odds don't apply for them. Food for thought. Right, yeah, let's claim up these rewards. Get some gems back. That's nice. Because even if we only win a few times, we're actually going to deplete those a lot faster, winning, like, getting 2 packs per win. Right, Bungus dot deck. It's there. I don't think there's anything we can actually, you know, put in that we've just pulled to improve this deck. But we can have a look at our Springans. Yeah, look, we've got a ship. We've got Golgonda. We can send this face-up card to the grave to activate Golgonda from deck. So that's, with Metaverse, 3 copies of the field spell. We've got Pedor. we've got Kit. Add one of your branded spell traps. And you don't really, work with. Banish the Springen's Therion as Sprite. Activate one of these. Oh yeah, right, we have Regulus as well. Special summon a Springens from deck, special summon a Therion from grave. Okay, and what about you? Target Springens or Fallen of Albaz in grave, special it. You can banish this card and a fusion from your grave, then target a Springens fusion. No, Xyz, attach a fusion monster from your extra deck. One analysis shows a 1.18 chance of pulling a UR and a 5.24 of pulling an SR from 100 packs. Okay, so for the sake of argument, 100% of our, 14 pulls are just going to be commons. Like, the numbers push it, really, right? Which means that we've got 14 cards. We've got to get one card first from those 14, which is, whatever. That's 100% odds. But then we've got to match that odd. Which is then, it's just a 1 in 2,000 chance, right? No, it's a bit better than a 1 in 2,000, but, you get the idea. It's still stupid odds. It's the other 13, isn't it? It's just 13 in 2,100. Low as hell. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return Springen's Xyz monster you control to the extra deck, then apply one of the effects. Negate special level 8 from grave. So if we get a custom hand for Springens, we get Golgonda, we get Booty. Please ignore the jackass outside with loud exhaust. Might be a bit difficult. Anyway. If we get a perfect hand with Springens, we can get Golgonda, Booty, Interluder, and let's say Sargass for the sake of argument. What do you do again? So, during your opponent's main or battle phase, you can quickfire banish this until the end phase. You can choose one of your opponent's main monster zones. So, it would be a going second thing, which makes it slightly less ideal. But what you'd do is you'd activate the field spell, special this, equip, Sargass to it, activate this, use the effect to detach Sargass to destroy something during your opponent's main or battle phase, set this, wait for it to get round to their turn, then you can, let's see, it leaves the field by a card effect, then you can use this as a negate, and then use this as another negate. It's a decent combo, but it's too many cards. Oh, and speaking of, too many cards, we are starting to get Flower Guardian, but you really need a lot of them. And, don't some of them just, not work fundamentally? These two are together, right? Yeah. This one works with this one. No. Okay, so these two work together. That one's on its own. 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 No, these two are together. That one's on its own. So I think... it could work, but it feels so iffy. Flower Guardians are already a deck that kind of needs to do the things and dies to Ash and Droll. Well, Droll more than Ash, I think. I don't know the deck. We don't have all the cards. Like, we get locked into Flower Guardians, right? Surely. Surely we do. By something. I'm not sure we get locked into Flower Guardians. Nothing locks us into Flower Guardian. It's just really expensive synchro summons, I guess, and only even levels. Something to think about. Probably not anything to use, but something to think about. Magic Key, Ledger Book. So that was Sargass. We don't have any Vader cards. We have, like, a Visa Starfrost and another Visa Starfrost, but it's just not worth doing it. Shav Saga, if it's on the field, again, which requires a very specific normal summon, or for us to synchro summon into this thing. Add a spell trap that mentions Visas. Hold on a second. Are you searching out a negate? It does search out a counter trap, but I still don't think it's worth it. It also searches out Breakheart, which, like, those are neat cards, but I don't think they're that good. It was our first misjudge. And as for the rest of the cards, how much do we have on the side of Paleo? Not much. Nope, okay, we have a decent amount of Paleo. I don't know what that was about. We have... So, Olenoids, Miscus, Morella, which is Foolish. And a Banish Recovery. Target a banished card, return it to the grave. 2 Buckamoon, and 2 draw cards. So we could play a small trap lineup. Like, normal traps is getting a bit better, especially with the Labyrinth Archfiend we have. How does Raid Raptor do? We got 5 of this. We got 2 of this, 1 of this. Raid Raptor Skip Force, 2 ranks higher. Okay, but do we have stuff to make 3s? We've got a singular 3. Which then would get into this, and then... Great, you have this if you get exactly Skip Force. Not fantastic. Yeah, no, I don't think that's doing it. Like, there's loads of these Raid Raptor cards, but at the end of the day, we're not... Like, this is the target, and we definitely cannot do it. 2 or more Raid Raptor exes monsters you control and or in your grave. Now the problem is we have 1 and 5, and we only have 1 copy of each. And we need to target 2 or more. That's Doom Double Force, and we don't have the 6, so yeah. Raid Raptor is doomed to fail. That's Constellar Tellers are a little bit bad, unfortunately. Crimson Blader, which we might play in something, but probably not. Despia Theatre. Right, we got Despia Theatre as generic fusion summon. What do you have related to you? Oh, it's a branded card. We can actually search it out with Kit. So I have a slightly better way to make fusions. 1 Despia and a light and a dark. We have exactly 3 Despias in the main deck. Targets a face-up Despia. If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect, you can add a Despia monster from deck to hand during your main phase. The thing is, this would take all 3 of them. Discard one card, take a Despia from deck, and either add it to your hand or special summon it. That doesn't do anything. Yeah. Certainly cards, my friend. These will not do it. It feels like it's close, but just, like, not quite there. Which is, like, a lot of these cards. Like, this is a decent Marshmallow, but it only, like, it caps out at 4. So in the real ranked game, it doesn't really give as much value as, like, V-Jam. Also, V-Jam is just, like, searchable, which is crazy. I don't think there's any changes to be made to this deck. We have reached Platinum, and we're definitely going to continue with this next stream just because it's the best deck we have. We can mix it up in a few streams' time, but for now we want to try and get some wins in. Oh yeah, I guess before I just quit off, how are we looking? 512 and 551. Let me update the stats for the start of next session. So, session 99 will have 15, what was it? 1512 played. And 551. Nice. Stats are update. And I think with that, I am good to call it a stream. Thank you all very much for joining in, for watching the VOD, the stream, whatever. It's been nice. I look forward to catching you guys all on Monday, where we're going to continue this. If you can't tell, this is a long challenge. We've been going for nearly a year. We've got, not next week, but the week after, we will be on our 1-year anniversary. And while I'm got YouTube open in the other tab, I can quickly check what session. So, last uploaded was session 95, and that was 28th. That is that one. 1, 2, 3 with today's. So yes, session 100 will be just before our 1-year anniversary of playing the game as a Masochist account, which I think is rather remarkable. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. My name is Cat Monarch, and I look forward to catching you all next stream. Goodbye for now.